Hey guys, I'm going to try something a bit different today. I'm finished my bar after 3 years. I'm sitting at it here having a rye. The wife has taken the kids away, so just going to go over some kits that I've got and kind of look through some of them. I just got the Tornado from Italy. There's some reviews on it. My buddy Simon got it before me and he's already started it and shown me a couple things. And I think the general consensus, Flurry did a review of it too, are people say that I can pop it open quickly, but I don't really want to go in depth on it. They're saying the panel lines are a bit heavy, and by that I'm assuming they mean wide and deep, like they're just kind of overdone, and I don't know if I mind that. I have to see it under paint, but like a lot of guys like Chuck Sawyer there on LSP, he kind of does that intentionally. He rescribes everything and makes them wider and deeper, and they kind of hold the weathering nicely, so I don't know if I mind that. My concerns on it from just a quick glance, and I'd like to get into this build very soon. I just have to find bench time to finish what I'm doing. But my concern is the complicated parts breakdown. A lot of seams in this fuselage, a lot of parts. That's the part that concerns me, because anytime you do body work and you get into a rescribe, re-rivet situation, for me that's what takes the longest. And I don't like, and it's probably because I'm not good at it, I don't like doing joins on a panel line where people say, oh, you don't have to fill it, it's a panel line. My joins never look the same, as they look gaping, you know what I mean? Like there'll be a panel line, then where I put the joint, it's massive. So that's probably a skill set thing on my part, no doubt. But looking forward to this kit. Been after it for a while. Let's see how the bar and kit situation works here. Now the next thing that I wanted to get into is Italian aircraft. I am horny for Italian aircraft. I really like them. There is something beautifully ugly about them. Some of them are so horrendous looking, like the C200. It's gorgeous, and I don't know if that makes sense, if you guys have ever had a crush on a homely looking girl or not, but that's my thing. I'm building the C200 right now from PCM. I have the 202. It will be next, and I'm into it right now, along with the A26 as my other videos, which I will have another one soon, hopefully. It's been a few weeks. I got the PCM, and I don't know why the PCM logo is not on here, but it's the part number. I got the 205 anyways. Just awesome. I think it's an awesome looking aircraft. I like the paint schemes. They look difficult. I like that. I think that's going to be cool. PCM stuff is, how do I word that? They're not, like, they probably have a bad rap, but they're not that bad. There might be some gaps in wing roots. There might be some stuff you have to contend with. The hardest part for me has been the interiors. I've only built the Hurricane and the 200 now, which I'm still working on, but both of the interiors on them have been a little bit clunky, and they didn't fit. I had some serious fit issues, and I ended up wrecking both of them, to be honest with you. This looks very similar, as I'm sure it is, to the 200 interior, but it's not bad. The detail's not bad. I've never really been a fan of photo etch for switches and stuff because they're 2D, and they look 2D to me. They look flat and crappy, but all in all, other than the price of these and the rarity of them, you can't get a 205 and anything else in 30 seconds, so this is it. Awesome looking aircraft. They look pretty horny in my opinion. This Yeah, I'll go to this one. This is a rarity, and for me, 1/72nd. I don't know if I've actually ever built a 1/72nd kit. I almost built this Vesda Su-57, but I lost interest in it. But show you some of the resin. This actually looks pretty decently done. I'm impressed with that. I would question the choice of this. Kind of reminds me of the HK. Well, I guess this is older than that. But the HK 148 B17. That I'm gonna have to play with the seam here. I don't know if I like that, and I think the whole idea is that there's, in the very limited instructions, this is it. There's 2 seats that you get to drop in there. But I'm curious, this was more of a curiosity than anything else. Like I said, I'm not into 72nds, and for some reason, ever since Harvey Lowe built his 48th one, which he did a fantastic job, it looks awesome. He's got me into it. So he built this kit, which is super rare. He built that version. And I don't understand the difference between the 1007. This is a 1015. I bought months ago, and it's trapped in the States. They're actually shipping it to me this week. The float plane version of this, which is probably the one I'm going to build. But I don't. It's another number 2. Alpha Flight. As far as I know, they're out of production. These are super hard to find. Expensive as hell. I won't nearly do it the justice that Harvey did. His build is in a magazine, which I'll grab and show, because it's definitely worth giving him credit. He did a hell of a job. Vac form canopies, I'm guessing different versions. The turret windows look a little bit different. Maybe that is the difference between the different numbers, I don't know. But I think they give you 2 of each in case you screw it up, which chances are I will. Full resin. Pretty detailed. Pretty nice. Following Harvey's build. Some interesting fitment issues. Wing roots, fuselage warpage. And I think that's normal for resin kits. This was the downfall. These white metal parts, I think, are shitty. I don't know how else to say it. They suck. So he scratch built his gear, which I'm going to attempt to do. Used Vector Piaggio, and I'm probably butchering the pronunciations of these engines, which are oodles better. I can only find Florida shop has 1 or 2, and somewhere local to me, Guelph, well, fairly local in Canada here, has one. That'll get me 3, but I'm going to need more, so I might contact Vector. I think is a Russian company. I think Harvey used P38 props for his, and those Vector engines, and scratch built the gear and did away with most of this because it's crap. But to take a quick look, pretty nicely detailed. This is the type of stuff you're going to be getting into. A little warpage, but it's not bad. I know, just because I've read through his build several times, there's some cleanup to do. I know there's a wing root issue. The wing root is too small, so you have to shim. Where are these? You have to shim the wings out on this, and that's likely the bottom. What do we got going on here? No, whatever. Anyways, you have to shim this, and it opened up the, I believe it opened up in here in the leading edge because you had to shim the width in this side. Anyway, pretty complex build, pretty difficult, very cool aircraft. I believe the story on these is they stripped them of all the weight they had and sent them to England in the Battle of Britain to run cover for the BR-20s, because these are fast. There's some more white metal, and it looks, ooh, she's flimsy. Not good for the weight of this in resin. Not good. This is interesting because this is a SM79 48 in resin. It looks nice, complex, vac form again. Pretty cool torpedo. Lots, as you can see, lots and lots of resin. So this a little bit rough. Might be some warpage there, kind of some flash, but interesting. Window frames will probably be difficult to do. Vac form again. The interesting thing about this one is going to be, will I stick with it and the excess work involved in the resin. I'm hoping to get a good reference to some line drawings and whatnot so I can compare shape, accuracy. I'm not really a stickler for that, but once again, this has white metal, which white metal kind of sucks. But I have this kit from Trumpeter, so I'm curious to see with the ease of putting this together versus that. I mean, it's going to be night and day. I've heard there's some issues with this. I think the issues are, if you look online, I forget what site it is, Modeling Madness, I think. Thomas Cleaver built it anyways. There's some engine, nacelle, shape issues, some problems with it. I think it's not perfect. Now, I'm probably not as critical on that shit as he is, so maybe I won't care. Maybe this would be perfectly fine. We'll give that a shot. And so that's 2 of these that I have. And then I bought this. So I actually have 3. This paint scheme's kind of cool. My classic Airframes kit is a little bit more like PCM style. I've got some resin, and it's not bad resin, but it's injection molding, and but the style of no location aids. I've heard this kit is more accurate, engine shape and whatnot. So I think Thomas Cleaver did a review on this too, and I think he mentioned using a combination of this kit and the Trumpeter kit to kind of get the best representation. I think he used the Trumpeter fuselage and the engines and stuff like this, but I don't even know if I care about that. Maybe I'll do too, because I like the Spanish Civil War scheme. It's pretty awesome. And then some kits that I already had, just for comparison. Drag them over here. Give you an idea kind of what's available. And here's the G55 in 1/32. Matt McDougall built this a long time ago. Same PCM issues, I think. Some rough joints and stuff. It needs some filler. It needs a little bit of work. but it's the only G55 you're going to find. And 1/32, I believe. I think Special Hobby may do the G50. I've had this for a long time, and these were for kind of a toy that screws together. They're okay. Stupid screw holes in them that you had to fill, so I will probably never build this. Chris Becker would be happy. It comes with a pilot figure. But for a while, this is all I could find. Probably will never build it. It's just kind of sitting in my stash. I have the 202, the PCM one. This is a Warrior resin Breda B88. This aircraft is pretty cool. It broke a lot of speed records. Pretty neat. I guess when they armed it, it really bogged it down, kind of made it sluggish. It never really, I think they only ever made 80 of them. It never really kind of panned out for them. But I have a thing for twin engine fighters. I think they're cool. This was designed as a ground attack aircraft. When I first got it, I pulled it out, looked at it, shook my head and put it away. Lots of things, once again, vac form, resin, white metal, rough. It's going to need a lot of work. It all comes down to whether you enjoy that work or not. And for a while there I didn't. But what kind of got me into it was, well, Harvey's build was really cool and kind of inspired me to get into them. And I built the Tamiya 48th new tool F14. And I don't know why, I just found it boring. I thought, maybe it's because so many F14s are being built right now. But, it bored the shit out of me, and I just like, I'm done. I'm not even going to finish it. This I picked up for 48th again. I have a collection of 48th Italian aircraft now, apparently. This is the reason I don't like 48th. Like, that is tiny. I don't know. I'm not into that. I'm not into, like, where is the cockpit parts? The engines are even tiny. The nacelles are even tiny. Anyways, it's the only thing you can get. You can't get these in 30 seconds. So, it's cool. Cool aircraft. Special Hobby this time. I think Special Hobby is kind of limited run. Kind of classic airframes-ish. But I'd say a little bit better maybe than PCM. Probably better than classic airframes too. And then I got this kit, which I think is ultra rare. This is the bomber they sent to the Battle of Britain, and the Cant Z ran cover for. Stripped down Cant Zs. Really looking forward to this. Special Hobby. I think they would class this as a medium. Well, that's cool. It's the only Italian twin-engine bomber because the SM-79 and Cant Z are tri. Who knew? Fair size. Plastic. Clear parts. Hallelujah. A little bit of resin. Ultra rare kit. Definitely going to build it. 100%. I'd like to build it, and the isn't that cool? And the sorry, just caught my eye. Their releases, and the Cant Z in the Battle of Britain scheme probably. Other than I want to do the float plane version, which is kind of a gray. But just a quick look. I wanted to show you kind of resin kits, multimedia kits. Difference between a Special Hobby and a classic airframes and a PCM isn't a lot. I think, like I said, Special Hobby's a little bit more refined than the rest. yeah, just kits I've bought. Haven't spent a lot of time on the bench because I've been building this bar, but it is done now, so hopefully I'll be drinking here and building models and making videos. But that's it for now, I guess.